Okay, thank you for the invitation also from my side. I'm happy to talk to you about these topics that were just mentioned by Andrea, using space on Earth, SATCOM and Earth observation. These two topics are implemented via our so-called space partnership in Work Program 25. And there was another topic that I think was forgotten by Andrea now. I was asked to also give you some slides and information on the so-called digital EU space ecosystem. This is the first part of the presentation. Before we dive into the topics and just straight to the point, I would like to give some slides and some words on the space partnership for you, for those of you that are not really familiar with the partnership. So we have a space partnership which is founded basically by 5 associations that you can see here on the slides. So the biggest one is ASD Eurospace, that represents the industry in the space partnership. Then we have SME for Space that represent, as the name says, the SMEs in the space partnership. Then we have ESRA that represents the national research organizations, and EASN representing academia. And we have a rather new, also young association here, which is called EASTRO. That is a kind of creation out of the EATO association, so representing multidisciplinary research and technology organizations. Those 5 organizations founded the space partnership, and the operational phase of the space partnership started last year. On this side, and the slides, I don't know, Andrea, but I think they will be shared with all of you. You see the link to the space partnership website for those of you that would like to get more insights to the space partnership. And the association representing the space partnership is Space ASBL. So what are the general objectives of the space partnership? It was agreed in the so-called MOU that we signed with the Commission that they have to contribute to the global competitiveness of EU space systems on one side, so fostering competitiveness, and also reinforce the capacity to access space for Europe. The space partnership focuses on dedicated areas in space R&I. These areas have been identified in the Space Partnership SRIA, which is called Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda. And here you can see the 4 areas which basically the Space Partnership has as a focus point in their activities. So, as said, fostering competitiveness of end-to-end systems and associated services in the field of SATCOM and EO. And this is where they have implemented topics in Horizonte Europa Work Program 25. Then, new industrial processes and production tools, innovation for launchers competitiveness limited to smart technologies, and fostering and enabling new space transportation solutions. All right, so far at this point to the introduction of the space partnership. Now coming to the topics that we have now in Horizonte Europa Work Program 25 implemented, proposed by the space partnership. We have 2 topics that they proposed under the line of accessing space, which I do not present on today. But I have the slides here, so it's included in the slide deck. So I will quickly go over them. And then we have this SATCOM and Earth observation line where the space partnership proposed and implemented 2 topics. I think the call opening, I don't need to repeat here. It is already open. It stays open until 25th of September. All right, as I said, I quickly go through this. This is the access to space line. So the first 2 topics of the space partnership. What we see here, basically the space partnership proposed here activities or actions with this topic. The Space 12 topic on focus on digitalization. And this is what I can say to all the space partnership topics. The grand heading of the space partnership in Horizon Europe is activities around and for digitalization of space. So meaning they focus with all their activities, be it access to space, be it SATCOM, be it Earth observation, they focus on digitalization. So whatever you have, they will implement in Horizon Europe will have this direction. So here the expected outcome of this topic is, of course, to improve space transportation and system launcher sustainability. The technology developments, as mentioned already, should be in the area of new space transportation solution, including software developments, and then also models for mission system design optimization. And the scope mainly is here the eco-design software tools and disruptive and game-changing technologies in this area. The budget is 3 million. We expect 1 to 3 million EU contribution, form of lump sums, RIA actions, and TRL 4 to 5 by the end of the project. The second topic of the space partnership that they proposed in this area of access to space is also given here. It's an action with 7 million. Basically, and an innovative action. Here it's a higher TRL that we expect at the end of these activities. And here the focus is really on advanced technologies and digital sensors for new space transportation solutions. And like elements, especially like also structural health monitoring, ground and flight software for data management. Good. Now let's focus on SATCOM and Earth observation, this block. We have two topics that they propose, a space 31 and 32 topics. And one has to say, when you look at the text, and probably you have realized this, both topics are quite similar when they say. Honestly speaking, the main difference, and this was also on purpose proposed by the partnership, is that we address basically the main difference basically of 31 and 32 is the TRL level, if you want to say so. Of course, some small focal points are different, but in principle, the idea of the space partnership was here to say, okay, we would like to give benefits not only to the high TRL and advanced technologies, but also lower technology building blocks. So, starting with the lower technology part, 31 topic. Here it is expected, of course, also to focus on elements that increase the performance of satellite networks. Especially, it is addressed the whole network. So space and ground segments, for example, can be addressed here. New commercial service applications are addressed here, but also advanced Earth observation payloads. So all these things are expected to be addressed by the outcomes of projects, and we have an indicative budget here of 6 million, 1 to 5 million per project, and as I said, it's a RIA action because we expect 4 to 5 at the end of the project. The scope of this 31 topic is really R&I on end-to-end SATCOM mission capabilities, especially those that strengthen the efficient connectivity and interoperability. This is important. So satellites as a network node is keyword here, or is a keyword in distributed systems, for example. Then, of course, R&I, this is a second part of this topic, on breakthrough harmonization, enabling interoperability among multiple missions. So meaning here is also focused, as I said, digitalization, AI algorithm, cloud-based architectures. As you can see also in the examples, active, adaptive optics, etc. So all this is part of the breakthrough harmonization topics, digital topics in this part. Then we have a third bullet point on R&I. What is requested by the space partnership is really the lower maturity building blocks that, let's say, are common to EO and SATCOM systems. And here we have the synergetic part between both areas. It's really meant to be, and you will see it also in the other areas, that we, with this space partnership topics in Work Program 25, they really would like to address also the synergies between EO and SATCOM. This is also why in the title you have both areas mentioned. So, as I said, the third part is really the synergetic part, especially technologies to improve system security and threats are in focus, but also maturation of high performance processing payload. 32 topic of the space partnership. As I said, the main difference is basically the TRL. As this is the case, the outcome of this expected topic is the same as for 31 topic. And but of course, the figures are different here. We have 11 million, whereby 2 to 6 million we expect per project, and the type of action, innovation action, as the TRL level by the end of the project is 7 to 8. So is higher. So also here, when you take a broader look from far away on this topic, you see similarities. Indeed, as I said, again, here is the focus more on advanced technologies compared to the lower TRL activities before in 31. Now in 32, we of course also in the partnership propose this should focus on end-to-end SATCOM capabilities, as of course end-to-end means also in terms of the development procedure, not only in terms of the whole system perspective, but also in advancing the systems in its design towards its implementation. So this is the first part, end-to-end SATCOM mission capabilities. The second part is then on EO, onboard processing optimization in particular for the EO mission performance, EO ground segment interfaces, data flow standardization, smart multi-source EO intelligence information fusion, so also data fusion is a bit considered here. And of course also related equipment and instruments digitalization is in the focus of this topic. Again, a third bullet point also on this one, in Space 32, is on the synergetic technologies, as said, that are valid and across both areas, EO and SATCOM. And examples are also given here. This was a quick run through the space partnership topics in Horizon Europe Work Program 25. As I said, the space partnership is our instrument that in Horizon Europe, or one instrument in Horizon Europe that will help us to program topics. And of course, it will not stop in Work Program 25. There's one work program more to go, so 26, 27. And also here, the space partnership is preparing topic proposals for the Commission. So working on topics that they would like to implement in the next Horizon Europe Work Program 26, 27. And we are, I can tell you, we are preparing currently this work program. And the space partnership has a so-called 3-year outreach event, which is next week. It is organized in Brussels, as you can see here. Registration can be done through this link. This 3-year outreach event is really has the objective to get consulted or consult the stakeholders. So all of you, basically, if you want to say so like this, you have an influence in the updates of this 3-year document, which is the baseline for the space partnership topics that we will use for drafting the next work programs. So meaning, if you would like to see what the space partnership proposes for the future, what are the important points to do research on in space in the field of SATCOM, Earth observation, new space transportation solutions, then this event is very important for you, because there you have also a say, and you can enter into a discussion with the space partnership colleagues to say, okay, this is important, we have to think about this direction, if you think this is missing. And the Space Partnership will take the things from this event, turn it into an update of the SRIA, which everything, this will be done within June. So even the update of the SRIA. So meaning everything goes very quickly, and then from that update we derive the final version of the Horizon Europe Work Program 26-27 topics for EO and SATCOM from the partnership. So, registration you can do here, so just click this link and once you have this slide. Okay, and this was my last slide on the Space Partnership. Now I have 3 extra slides more. It fits quite well to this, because as you can see, the registration here is kind of cryptic URL, digital space ecosystem.eu, nothing with a space ISBL or something like that. This is exactly this new platform that we created at the beginning of this year as commissioned DG. So we created this platform as a pilot platform for the first 3-4 months of this year. It turns now into operational mode because of its success. So the idea was to bring the space community of Europe to one platform. Everybody knows LinkedIn, X, whatever, different social media, which are all good, these channels. But when you would like to have the whole European space community at one place, there's nothing. So, and this is why we created with this platform. It's a platform that is free for everybody that is registered, so there's no charge in using this. It is a highly interactive platform, and the short description how it is. I mean, for those at least that have not been registered so far yet to the platform, I can say it's a mixture between LinkedIn and Facebook, I would say. Something like that, plus a database behind with some catalogs. This is how I would describe this platform. So the objective is to foster the community, to foster community building here, to enhance the collaboration, to find partners so that stakeholders can easily get in contact with other stakeholders, to work together on projects, prepare proposals, etc. So, and of course, to disseminate information on your developed products and services that you would like to promote to others, to even public authorities, be it local, be it European. This is why we have basically created this platform. So, as I said, this platform offers a lot, and you can see here we would like to use, from our side, of course, the opportunities of this platform to promote our fundings that we do in the different various programs. So to bring the space-related fundings together as a kind of information for you, for the stakeholders, but also then promote our activities, the projects in particular, to give opportunity to member states and to agencies in particular to promote their projects, national projects. I mean, a special precious project that I would like to promote, for example, but also colleagues from ESA could take advantage to register and then promote also their activities. Then we have the so-called hubs. It's closed areas on the platform for example, NCPs. They have a hub, they can talk to each other, they can exchange, they can prepare sessions for the stakeholders, whatever. So you can create kind of working groups online. The system itself automatically creates catalogs of companies, catalogs of products, services, test facilities, when the users that are registered enter the information. So basically, the platform lives with the user content. The platform helps you to host events, creates automated matchmaking for calls, for example, and also has the possibility to highlight key contact points of the community for the stakeholders, like the NCPs, for example. And that's it. This was the first part of my presentation, and thank you for this. And if you are interested in this, just follow the link and register. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. And if you can also activate your camera if you want.
Okay. Yeah, okay. There's not much to see, but thank you. Yeah, we just one quick question just to confirm, because well, thank you for the presentation. It was quite clear, and just to understand properly, what's the objective of the meeting next week, the 4th and the 5th of June. You said it's to set the baseline yes. Or the drivers for the next call in 2026, isn't it?
Yes, so the Space Partnership will first of all present the current TRIA that they have in the and this can, by the way, you can, if you are interested in how this document looks like, you can access it via the Space ISBL website that I mentioned. So there's a link where you can download the current TRIA. So this is the first part. They will present what they have, of course. And then they will step into the discussion with the attendees, basically on the next important aspects. So that must be addressed in the years to come. And basically the takeaways and outcomes from this discussion will then influence the update of the TRIA. So this is the key objective of this event, basically. Of course, the Space Partnership has something in mind, and this is what, of course, they also will present probably at the beginning of the discussions from their important viewpoints, but then get hopefully also then insights and important opinions from the participants.
Because so somehow they can also impact or have an influence on the current RIA, and the one that's running. Then its deadline is 25th of September. They can partner between each other. They can decide which are the in which perimeter is the digitalization topic concerns, or which is the digitalization objectives for this topic. They can discuss on that as well.
Well, the topic for Work Program 25 is set and is defined and is implemented. Okay. So there's nothing to change about this. But of course you can take the event as such in order to to find potential partners, to talk about how to position yourself, maybe with others, for a proposal for such a call. This is possible, but you cannot influence. I mean, the work program text. So for example, this is not the case. I mean, it's already done. Okay, this is for 25, at least it's done. 26, 27 is still open. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Eduard.
Well, Diana from Airbus Defence and Space. Regarding the partnership calls, I'm aware that for every euro provided by the Commission, the industry has to provide 1.2. So at least, so I've got some questions. I wonder if this applies only to the companies or institutions inside the partnerships. So it would be interesting to know. And if you could please provide a list or examples of activities that can be used to justify this 1.2 that can be used by any corporation, industry, or whatever, to justify the activities. So if it can be co-funding for example, any other national activity that is in line with the partnership. So if you could provide a list or at least examples, I think it would be useful. Thank you.
Okay, maybe, so first of all, the list that you ask can easily be accessed. For examples, it's part of the MOU that has been signed. So, and as far as I can remember, on the Space ISBL website that I mentioned, there you can also download and see the MOU. So, and there's a section, I have to admit, I don't know the section name, but there is definitely of in-kind, I think it was in-kind contribution, something like this. But there's a list of examples. how this leverage factor should be, could be contributed or could be assembled. So, and for example, there can be by experiments separately in-house. There's organization of events. There's a lot of things that can be done just to contribute basically to this 1.2. So, and but on the other side, of course, the project that we implement are a key part of getting this 1.2 leverage factor together. I mean, through projects, companies that apply can also put own in-kind contributions inside. And they should mention this there, because in the end, there will be a reporting, not mainly driven by DEFIS, by us, but also by our partner DG RTD, that is the key DG for all the partnerships in Horizon Europe. And they will screen all these partnership topics and projects in the end with regards to contributions, also in budget. And there will be then also a kind of calculation internally, what has been brought from especially under the innovation activities, for example. Of course, there's 70% funding, 30% and so on. So all this will be calculated, of course. And but there's other means, outside the project as well, as I said, like organizing events, doing tests separately. But take a look at the list, I suggest, first, and then we can also have a separate chat on this if you're interested in some specific activities. But these are basically the main. There's two ways: either inside the project, part of the project is the main part, or separately organizing things from the list.
Yeah, my question is that inside of the project for an innovation action, the co-funding is 30%.
Yes.
Whereas the schema is fair euro, the industry is funding 1.2. So just with the contribution to the project, it's not feasible to reach the required.
No, but you have also these overheads there usually that are not calculated. But in this case, we can calculate things. But also, especially for, it's not in your case, but for academia or for RTOs that are usually get 100% funding always. There's not a big, let's say, except the overheads, not a big own contribution. But for those cases, there are other activities, that can be calculated, like national fundings that they did in the same area. So, or ESA funding that they can calculate, but not for industry. Industry has to bring the in-kind contributions also via, for example, another thing is internal research projects, but in the same field, also possible.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you, Diana, for the question.